Popcorn and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And I should stand corrected because old boy at Alabama is like 5'10". So
yeah, I'm cool. We'll talk. We'll get to the commitment. 402-464-5685. Charter Haven text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. You can follow Facebook, YouTube, Twitch for the live video stream. Get over there. Get over there and do that. Rico, Jay Foreman.
Just don't come over there on YouTube talking slick like that dude yesterday.
Yeah.
I did try to find him on YouTube, but my search for him on YouTube was like 1 minute and 15 seconds. I got something better.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Don't worry about the haters on YouTube.
Yeah, like we give access on this station, and that's a part of the charm, right? You go, okay, that folks get to engage and they can contribute and participate. But there's still basic rules to it. Like, listen, say what's up. Like, don't just yell at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, participate. Like, guy yesterday is DP talking? Is this the norm? DP talks, and Jay says yes.
Well, if I agree with you, I'm gonna say yes. I can say no. DP. Because I don't know if the octaves or this microphone's turned up. You're up. But the word combative is so funny just because I went back and listened to Monday. Nothing was combative. It was just kind of just a straight conversation. So I guess I'll talk just like this.
Well, but that's just it.
I think you should.
That's the whole thing.
Very soft.
About how people react.
Look, man.
I've been told my tone can
elevate. Don't elevate.
You're a very aggressive sounding human being. Yeah. You need to tone it down.
It's almost like you don't smile all the time, so you're angry.
Right.
What do I need to smile about, man? It's 4 degrees below zero. Okay.
Jay got RBS.
What's that?
I can't say it on the
air. That's the Patrick Mahomes. What he told his wife, you can't be having that anymore. Yeah, I think they would call it. Let me say, RDF or RDHF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not too happy to be in -4 degrees. I love Lincoln, but it's -4 degrees outside. It is bone chilling outside. When I bring out the fur Elmer Fudd hat, it's problems, and people be like. Hey, people be looking at me crazy. I remember one time
those hats are warm.
But hey, look, when somebody came up to me like, "You really wearing that hat?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know the difference between me and you? I'm not trying to look cute in these elements. You're looking cute, and you cold. I'm warm. I holla, because it's not about. Hey,
no,
you. I mean, look, I know I always say like older people say we had to walk to school, and we were outside at the school, right? But in Minnesota, you weren't getting no cold days or snow days. And I had to walk to the bus stop, and I tried to be cool when I was wearing a hat, wearing a hat just like this. And my dad was like, "Okay, go ahead, do it." Right? I didn't want to wear any gloves or whatever. Well, the bus was late, and he knew it. Hey, and so what he did, he waited. He could see, kind of. So he got in the car. He rolled up there. He said, "You cold yet?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he got in there, and he's like, "You just learned a lesson." Right? Never again did I not wear. I'll wear earmuffs. I'll do whatever I need to be warm.
I had to learn the Lincoln weather lesson. That I'm gonna just chill with this. No, I'll take the loss. I need to put on a big coat.
Yeah. I try to be cool like everybody else in school, and you don't wear a coat. You just wear like a hoodie, and you have like shorts or whatever. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the cold doesn't bother." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a tough guy too." And I was like, you know what? If this is tough, I'm not tough. I guess I'm just gonna be soft. I don't care.
And you also have to know, some people are just insulated different. Like like my brother-in-law, he can wear shorts all winter. He's got hairy legs. He just doesn't get not like me. Nah,
can't do it.
No, I know in Minnesota, anytime like it got like above like 32, couple of my friends would be wearing shorts. You know, anytime there, be sunny out or whatever. I was like, I don't know. I'm showing up in snow boots, mittens. I'll wear a face mask, ski mask. I don't care.
Yeah, I tried. We were doing when we were at the Home and Garden show, and it was pretty cold there.
Yes.
And Nori and Banks both showed up in shorts.
Yeah, they're insulated different.
Right? Look, offensive linemen, they don't feel cold. That's just a true story. If you're an offensive lineman, you're not allowed to feel cold. I think that's true.
Your offensive lineman, it should be next time they have a show, when it gets cold, you can't wear no sleeves, nothing.
No hoodies.
No, when I'm talking about the game, no, I don't want to see no hoodies, no face masks, no nothing.
Yeah, look, my time in Utah, and I thought we go to Park City, and that's a different elevation than Salt Lake City, and it's a different level of cold. And it took me one time. I still say this: cover your face. Cover your face. Like up in Park City, up the Olympic Village, and got caught up there outside for like 2 hours. Oh, it'll change you. You get close to religion up there. Like you start like listen.
He said, hey, you be Aaron Rodgers up there, man.
And
cold will make you think different though.
Oh yeah,
right. Like it was like, okay, listen, Jesus, I know.
What did I do wrong?
What I felt like.
Why am I here?
No, I went full Richard Pryor. I was like, God, I know you're busy. I checked your schedule.
Right. Yeah.
But if you don't mind, the weather's down here acting a fool.
Yeah, it's serious out there.
Can you take this cold and ship it off to Cleveland somewhere?
I guess it makes
one of the other positives of the masks is that it keeps your face warm off the wind.
That's Becky. Yeah. That's Becky.
Yeah.
I went to the store the other day and the mask mandate's gone, whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this mask because the wind is not fun.
Yeah.
Well, that was Becky. Last night she went out in the cold. She's like, "No, I'm wearing this mask. It's just me." She was like,
"You're like, why are you wearing a mask outside?" I'm like, "It's keeping my nose warm." That's why.
This cold right here, when you walk outside, it kind of takes your breath away a little bit.
It's deep, and I like I said, I try to keep my outdoor exposure to a minimum these days, especially when it's cold. I just need to go from the crib to the car and from the car to the crib. Like
man. One thing,
keep it simple, right?
Here's the funny thing people say to me because growing up in Minneapolis, they like you should be used to the cold. No, I know how to navigate through the cold. But the one thing Minneapolis has done and continued to kind of do is actually welcome really bad weather, but makes it so if you go downtown, you literally can park in an underground garage, catch a bus, go downtown, get dropped off inside, and then they have like tunnels and skyways, so you can do everything you want to do.
You can thank the Super Bowl for that. Thank you very much.
Super Bowl, but then they really added skyways and stuff to the Nicollet Mall, which is kind of like a mall down in the city. Then you can get from there to
Washington,
Target
Buffalo.
Center.
It snowed. It was terrible out, but it was in Minneapolis, and it was terrible out.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
but them thinking people had it set up, but you didn't have to go outside.
Yeah, you can go on the ground and stuff like that.
And I was like, okay, all right, Minneapolis, I'm with you now.
We need some of that.
I'm with you now. We'll throw it to a quick break. We got a lot of catching up, doing a lot of stuff to check in on. I do need to drop this note. Join the captain today, Rashawn Jackson, from 11 to 2 at Wingstop, 50th and O, giving away $300 total in gift cards. $300 in gift cards throughout the 3 hours. Actually, I should probably mark that down to 250.
200.
Yeah, 12 $25 gift cards will be given away throughout the show, 4 per hour. VJ would choose how people can win. 12 total cards over the 3 hours. The Wingstop chicken wings from the wings experts, and where flavor gets its wings today, 11 to 2 at the 50th and O location. What you should do is go by there, grab a card, and then drop it off here at the station for us so we can use later on. All right, we can do that. It is that time of day, and everybody just woke up. It's a chance for Rico to tell us what's up.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts, more celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
What does better service mean? At Allo, it means that you get the best fiber internet available at prices that work for you. Better service means installers who show up on time. Better service means no billing shenanigans. Better service means a real person answers the phone. If you're not paying for better service, what are you paying for? Get Allo. Get better service. Switch today at allofiber.com/better service.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, Em. Remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In girls sub-district basketball, Norris blew Nebraska City out of the gym with a final score of 74-12. Sage Burback from Norris finished with 17 points as the game's leading scorer. Waverly also got a win. They beat Plattsmouth 51-17. In girls state swimming, the Omaha Marion girls took home the Class A title by the slimmest possible margin over Lincoln Southeast, a half point to be exact. This is the Omaha Marion girls' 13th state championship. In state wrestling, Lincoln East had 5 wrestlers make it to the championship matches. They finished with Gabe Turman and Keith Smith winning individual championships. Brandon Mouser, Weston Sherlock, and Cole Toline would finish with runner-ups. In the Class B division, Waverly senior Trevor Brown won his second straight heavyweight title. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Cold. Cold. It is that time of day. Shake your eyes, shake your head, rub your eyes, take a deep breath. Get
Rico
your
got that hat on. That thing's pretty smooth.
Get your coffee. Yeah, he went.
You want to know something funny?
What?
Actually, no, it's going to be part of my rant. This is going to be funny.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Funny.
Go ahead.
Hit your music.
Woke up this morning and I got out of bed. Had a big old cup of coffee to clear my head. Telephone rang and you wanna chat? Well, sit on down and tell me what up with that.
I need that.
If you request it.
I need the coffee. That's like coffee to me. Now Jay can see. He can see, dude.
I seen the dude yesterday. Yeah. It better be good if you put the extended version. Don't come weak if when you do the extended version.
This hat. You see this hat? I'm gonna show the stream. You see this hat? You see a little Herbie right there?
Yes, that's nice.
You see what he's throwing up?
Nice with it.
You know how people got upset about that?
Yeah.
I bought this hat 2 years ago. Everybody got upset last month about it changing.
Why? What did I miss?
Well, because they changed it from the to.
Oh.
But 2 years ago, the hat was already
Bought this
made.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Hat was already there.
Nobody noticed.
People get upset about things that they didn't notice because it wasn't important to them.
Yep.
And now it's important to you, so now you notice it. And it's like, oh,
well, it ain't important to me.
Like, just relax.
So, do you have the good one or the bad one?
This is the good one.
But you bought it 2 years ago.
Yep. And nobody noticed. I didn't even notice
that you had the good one.
Yeah. So I didn't even notice that they had changed it.
So when was the bad one?
I've got the good one on the custom made shoes.
I don't even know. I got an exit stage right. I don't even know what the heck you guys are talking about.
Yeah. So there's argument behind Herbie and the
OK symbol.
When was that made?
That's been
forever.
A while.
But he got this 2 years ago. They said they just changed it to this, but Rico got this 2 years ago.
Hey man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, my name is Ben, and I ain't in.
Yeah, and everybody was upset with the athletic department for changing it, and like how could they, and why they why are they saying anything now? Why are they making a big deal? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I got this 2 years ago. The athletic department said nothing because they didn't want to make a big deal about it.
Triggered by change.
And then somebody saw it and was like, how dare they? And then the
athletic should sell that on eBay because you got the original.
And then the athletic department was like, hey, yeah, we changed it because of this. So, that's a thing.
Dang, I didn't even pay attention.
All right. So Rico, what's your what's up? Is that it?
That is my what's up.
That's the hat.
That's my what's up.
You good?
Yeah.
You feel better?
I feel great.
Right.
I just thought it was funny.
Right? Like folks are just I just want to say, if you're listening to radio, the intent isn't for you to get upset. Like that is a reaction.
That you usually control,
right? Like that is a reaction. How you feel about people having a discussion. This is sports. Like there's very few things we agree on. Like we celebrate when we celebrate. We get anxiety when we get it. Last night you had a basketball game. You got the result most people expected rather than what they hoped for.
Right.
Tonight you will once again go through the whole scope and spectrum of emotions and how you hope the women play tonight, and then what the actual result is. We don't know. That's why we're sports fans, is that no matter how you think a thing is going to play out, sports has a way of humbling you and redirecting you. That's how this works. It's one of the few things, right?
Break you down.
I actually have another what's up.
Yep, hit me.
Oh, here we go.
UConn's head coach got ejected from the game last night.
I was just about to talk about that.
In like the first half, early in the first half. My what's up is refs need to get out of their feelings. Right. I understand what had happened. He just got teed up and he, was whatever. And then he hyped up the crowd because he just got teed up and he's like, whatever, we're going to get excited. I got teed up. Everybody get into it. Got teed up again, got kicked out. But as a referee, I want to be like, look,
when you conversate with him,
he's not showing you up. He's just like, okay, I got teed up. Let's get everybody energized. Let's get going.
Here's the part that officials forget far too often. People paid really good money to see the players play and the coaches coach. Nobody paid money to see you referee.
Eject the guy early into the first half.
You don't get to affect the game that way. And yes, now there are times when the coach goes above and beyond.
And
that was not it.
That was not even directed.
That was not it.
Directed directly to you.
Right.
You're not their parent, and he can do that. He wasn't outside the coaches. You couldn't. There's nothing technical you could say. The ref obviously just had a bad day.
One of my favorite lines was Dom Capers in Carolina. Matter of fact, it was the Dallas game, playoff game, and early in Carolina got up, and then Dallas made a push to come back before they got knocked out. But there was a play where it's just a bad call, and it was just an overreach call. And Dom Capers said to the official, "Mr. Official, let me remind you that not everything that happens out here is about you." He goes, "This is a full stadium. This is about the players. Don't make it about you."
Right.
And I was like, okay, let me grab my pen and write that down.
That is
because that is right. That is absolutely right. So
keep that in my back pocket.
Right. Like, thank you, Dom Capers. Much appreciated.
And then you yell at the ref, "You're adopted."
Yeah. Stay out my family business, Mr. Official. I do want to give the shout out, Matt in South Lincoln. We're here for this. So He said, I'd like to send a shout out to these Lincoln Southwest football and baseball players. They held a charity volleyball event for Make-A-Wish and raised just over $4,500. It was a great time. Well done. Well done to folks in Lincoln Southwest. We need more stories like that, and you can share them. Please feel free. Good news is always welcome here. I just want to say, whatever your good news is, it is always welcome here. So we'll throw it a break. We'll come back. I do want to talk. I don't know if you guys are following the NIL deal with the player from Kentucky.
What happened?
Is
it the one with the Porsche?
No.
Okay.
It's a different kind of NIL story. And because of Nuri Nwili, he has opened my eyes to some of the issues with NIL. But I want to introduce folks to, quite frankly, the most interesting player in college basketball. I'll do that when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's a check. Come back and see us again, okay? What? Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather. Another cold one expected for Wednesday with a high of 15, along with a mix of sun and clouds. A 40% chance for snow comes in Wednesday night with a low right around 1 below. Snow becomes likely on Thursday with a high right around 14, along with mostly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant First. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Prescription opioids can be addictive and dangerous.
Opioid pain medication took everything that I had. Nothing mattered more than getting my fix. Knowing that it could have been prevented makes it worse. It just takes one.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Developed by CDC.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2 of Old School, Jay Foreman, Rico. Often you come across stories, and it's easy to get caught up in the negative vacuum and the venomous vacuum that complains and complains and complains. But every now and then you run across a young person who makes you feel better about all of it and a greater understanding of it. If you don't know the story of Oscar Shea, who's a center at the University of Kentucky. His story plays as such. Born and raised in the Congo, member of 8 kids, 2 parents in a house, a dorm room size house for 10 people in the Congo, Republic of Congo. His father, who was a Pentecostal minister, was poisoned because he was helping folks on a day-by-day basis, just getting through, helping them with food and water and those things. His poisoned. His dad was poisoned when he was 12. Was brought over to America at 15 for basketball. Was a soccer player. We know that story of big athletes around the world who grow up in soccer and use those athletic skills to become better football, basketball players, etc. Shea Boy came to notice on a national scale because his mother has never seen him play basketball. His father's dead. His mother's never seen him play. And because of NIL, there were restrictions for international students and how they were compensated and such. So they were trying to figure out a way to get this young man's mother over so she could see them play based on NIL. And, of course, if you're at University of Kentucky, NIL agreements are fluid. I mean, those things are fluid. They flow heavy, tons of money. And this guy who averages 16 points, 15 rebounds a game for the number 6 team in the country. I'll repeat that. 16 points, 15 rebounds for the number 6 team in the country.
Averages.
Right? And he tells the story of being angry at God because, well, you know, we're taught to do well and treat each other well and provide for each other, how those people taken away early. And he reached a point where I still need to live in faith. So I'm going to keep working. He comes to America, goes to a prominent basketball powerhouse, and the coach tells him that he's the worst player he's ever had. He keeps working in faith and manages to get 2 years at West Virginia. And he tells everybody, I'm going to play for Kentucky. And they laugh at him and they tell him he's awful. And remember the language barrier, so he had to learn English. And he didn't understand what people were saying about him, but he knew that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Fast forward to him being at Kentucky, averaging 16 points, 15 rebounds a game, and holding faith all the while. If you don't know Oscar Shea, you should probably do a little research and get to know the young man. There's a great little feature with Will Dawson from CBN. You can find it on YouTube. It will be 6 of the best minutes of your day.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've watched him play. I've watched a game where he had 26 rebounds. I mean, he's a great player, and just his story is even greater. And you know, everybody talks about perseverance. You know, we're talking how cold it is. I mean, that's nothing to what he went through. I mean, talking to his dad 30 minutes before he, you know, passed away, being poisoned for doing the right thing, or doing good by people. Is something that takes more perseverance than the dealing with, you know, walking out in the cold. So, and then for him to get where he's at right now is movie-like, and for him to have the mindset to continue along the path and then become a great player in college, and he's going to be effective at the next level whenever, you know, that happens, is just a testament to him and what he's made of. And then, you know, look, I know Kentucky, that, you know, you can say whatever you want about Calipari, but he takes care of his players. I'm sure, and they're finding ways for, you know, NIL to work for him. But I know one of the big things they might be trying to do is to make sure his mom can come see him. And it might be a thing where, you know, they had their thing sometimes that there was other players that had it. They'll be in a team meeting, and then as, you know, the parents come in, it'd be really good for him, you know, to help him out, for her to get, you know, whether it's a visa here, and then him obviously continue, maybe if he wants to be a dual citizen in the future, you know, obviously with him playing in the NBA, probably a little bit easier. But, you know, his story is something that, again, doesn't and hasn't gotten enough run on a national basis, because, you know, this is what's good about athletes, college athletes, a guy that's very, very appreciative of everything that he has, and has worked for everything that he's gotten. And he hasn't gotten here by anything other than working hard. That's it. And he's still going to continue to get better. For him to go from, you know, where he grew up to here, his high school coach could, you know, whether it's a motivational tactic or what, but it sounded like it was something that, like a year-end assessment, you're the worst player I've ever seen. And maybe at that point in time, he was a guy that has tremendous amount of you know, potential, but
he didn't know the game.
But I can guarantee that kid worked hard, because the way he plays now, I guarantee he played hard. It didn't look, but then as he, you know, kept grinding, go to West Virginia, probably didn't play that much. But somebody from Kentucky saw the potential, and now it's just came to fruition, because you don't get to Kentucky, whether you're in the transfer portal or recruited, if you can't play. And he can flat out play.
Well, to go from high school to West Virginia, he still must have been pretty solid.
Right. You
right.
Get
But
there.
I'm just saying, for it not to work out to the point that, you know,
well, that's what I'm saying. For the coach to say you're the worst player we've ever had,
to get recruited,
go to West Virginia,
to get it recruited. So he says, and describing, and we talk about Nebraska, and you say, well, are they playing hard? Are they, you know, does it mean anything? A couple of quotes from this. There's another article that was featured on him. He goes, I don't even know what to say. I'm just excited. This means a lot to me. It's like when I see my mom, I'll probably cry like a baby. To be able to do this and help my mom was one of the best things in my life. I've come a long way away, and I always try to find a way to take care of my family, and now it's got to open the doors. He goes further and says he's previously explained his relentless style of play by saying that he often thinks of basketball in simple, stark terms. Failing on the court means failing his family. So failure is not an option. And what now if mama gets to see him in the stands? He goes, I average 16 and 15 now, but if my mom was courtside, I'd probably drop like a 50 and 30. And he starts laughing. He says, I tell my teammates, if my mama is there and you pass me the ball, it touches my hands, it's not going back. The irony of the selfish sounding thought is utterly selfless. is how selfless the young man has been throughout this process. His teammates raked in tens of thousands of dollars in NIL deal, in a few cases, hundreds of thousands, while he earned almost nothing, despite being the best player and the most beloved personality. Look, everything good is in this story.
Right.
And there are tons of these stories, but we focus our time on the minutia and the nonsense. And I just want to take some time to carve out a little time to talk about this young man.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he's, like I said, it's I'm sure Kentucky's finding a way to take care of him. I mean, John Calipari ain't gonna have his best player sitting up there, you know, fifth string on NIL. They're finding a way to make sure he's taken care of it, not only now but in the future for his family. So it's a great deal. You know, college basketball, you know, you get a lot more of these stories just because there's so many games on. Kentucky's high profile. They're actually bouncing back from like a little bit of a down year last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a big part of it. So it's something that as they continue to progress, right, and you know, teams and games start to get dwindled down with, you know, the, you know, league tournaments, big tournament, NCAA, and I'm assuming Kentucky would most likely at least get to the Sweet 16. I think you're going to see his profile be amped up a lot more. So you're going to be hearing about this on a national basis.
I'm looking at his stats right now. He only has 2 games in single-digit rebounding, and multiple 20 rebound games. He has a 28 rebound.
Yeah,
game.
He's playing no games on
in that game. He had 14 points. He's, you know, he only has a couple games in single-digit points. So looking at his like draft stock right now and where they have him ranked, he is the. Well, I got to look at this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th best center. And he is supposed to be the final pick in the NBA draft. Not the final pick in the first round, the final pick
only 2 rounds
in the NBA draft. Yes.
Yeah. There's only 2 rounds. So he's one of the top, you know, 75, 60 75 players in the country, in the world.
Yes.
That are eligible to be in the draft. And when as we were having a discussion with Simple,
pick 60.
That there's a difference between height and size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's 6'9",
he's
6'9",
260.
But
and the other
built
thing,
like a grown man, and got a long wingspan too.
The other thing that they are on him about is his age, because he's 22, and apparently, you know, they don't want 22-year-old rookies.
Well, but they've already had them.
Yeah, I know. Well, they've had 30-something.
But he's a guy. But he's a guy.
I think Strick was 23 by the time he got to the league.
Yeah, but he's a guy that, say he goes in the second round. Well, first of all, I know when he goes to these pre-draft camps, he's going to give these top guys issues. So I imagine he's going to go higher than that. But I think wherever he gets drafted, he's going to make his way. So, you know, he's a guy that if I'm a GM and I'm making picks, he's a guy I'm extremely comfortable picking earlier than later.
Oh, I'm circling that.
Yeah.
I want to see Oscar versus Chet.
Right?
Low 7 foot, 180 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, you're not. So, you know, this is all preliminary with the draft. It doesn't matter till you get closer, but, you know, it's a great story. Now, flip it. Now, you talk about how humbling sports can be. You know, I watched the Nebraska game, then I was flipping back and forth between the Iowa and Michigan State game. Michigan State, for whatever reason, when they go to Iowa City, they get humbled. And in typical Iowa fashion, they have the league's leading scorer, and then they have his evil twin brother that finally got off in the Southpaw last night.
Just out there sneaking
points,
cakes from the window.
Right. Yeah, so and then with Michigan State, who had, you know, obviously been one of the more consistent teams up, you know, vying for a Big Ten title, and it was never close. I think it ended up being 20 points. So it's something that with you know, sports, you could be playing well, and then you can go and for whatever reason, even remember when Nebraska a couple years ago beat Iowa at home, and then Iowa was waiting for them, and it was like a Friday night game, and they mollywopped Nebraska by 30-some points. Iowa at home, obviously, probably, you know, familiar territory. Maybe it's traveling in Iowa City. They're tough to beat at home, and you know, when they get those threes going, they're always going to kind of be scrappy. And play some good D and try to be physical. But whatever happens when they get there, they usually give teams some problems. So I watched that game. Watched the Villanova game last night against UConn. Now that I'm going to tell you what, yeah, it was great. It was suspect call on the charge.
Right.
One, because the defender was inside the cylinder.
That was an emotion call.
It was a motion call, and he wouldn't change it. But it was a game-changing call. But the way that those two teams played, physical, high-level basketball for 40 minutes was fun to watch. You were kind of, and it had every guy that, they had their 2 superstar guys, but then you had guys that would come off like Pauly, right? Would come and hit threes. Tommy Pauly's his dad, who from Baltimore. He was a great basketball player himself, Florida State linebacker, played a few years in the league. And his son's, 6'7", 6'8" wingman, and he picks and chooses his spots, and he's at UConn. And then you got guys coming off the bench and D'ing up. You got Gillespie, seems like he's been there forever.
Yep.
You know what's funny about Villanova? They always have like a Gillespie type of guard. Then you see number 4 on their team, and he's like the little like Gillespie 2.0. He's like, hey, this
keep
is
him coming.
It's like, okay, this guy's leaving. Okay, we already got your like replica coming in.
Yep.
And
didn't they build him in a lab underneath the court?
What was the point guard, the national championship point guard with the real long name?
Archie Diacono.
Yeah. He had a little brother that came there, and then they have this guy, and then it's
they build them in a lab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Jay Wright, if you ever watch some stuff on YouTube about Jay Wright and just hear him talk, he goes and he doesn't, he'll get the guys because he's had some lottery picks and stuff like that. But generally, their lottery picks from Villanova haven't been 25-point scorers. They fit the NBA brand, so they can defend, they can play offense, they can play defense, they transition, they can pass, and kind of all around. You got Barnes, I think he's with the Phoenix Suns, so he recruits guys that fit Villanova and their style of play, and it's kind of like their culture and what they do. Now they finally have like a number 43, like a physical big man. That was kind of always their kryptonite, right? If they played like a North Carolina, which they end up beating, but if they played like a big team, they'd always have trouble like Syracuse and stuff like that because they didn't have a true big, right? They kind of had.
But how did they get to national championship games?
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, they usually had 4 guards or 3 guards and 1 forward, or kind of like 3 guards and kind of a guard forward. But they played D. They move without the ball. That offense, that Villanova offense, is fun to watch.
You know what's really weird?
What?
It's very similar to Fred's. They just run it different.
Yeah, a little bit, but they play a little bit more D though.
That's the big part.
Well, we were talking about the offense, not the defense. The offense is similar. The defense is totally different.
Jay Wright has the
principles should be the same though.
He has the expensive suits, good looking dude.
You think it's the suits that make him play defense? Is that
no? I mean, you wouldn't think.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Don't let the suits and all that fool you.
He's street,
and you better D up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You look over, you see him in the suit, and you're like, wait a minute.
He invited us up. So when I was in Virginia, our head coach was from up that area. But we would always, when we spent our Christmas tournament, we would always go up to Philadelphia and play. And Jay Wright every single year would allow us to use their practice court. Now, this is when they were going to national championships, and he's dealing with some high school from Virginia and allowing us to practice every day while we were there on their court in their facility and have access. Like, that's who Jay Wright is. That's why that program, Jay Wright is why that program is what they are. He is constant and consistent, but Jay is right. That dude's a sniper.
Yeah.
He's legit.
Don't let the interviews smooth and all that. Hey,
cool hair, no.
Hey, he locking up.
He is a dude.
Yeah.
He is a dude. So let's throw it a break. We'll get these 3 segments in for the rest of the hour. Stay tuned. More Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant first. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual planter clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, Nebraska, February 23rd and 24th. Landmark's Planter Clinic offers expansive equipment training and important information on new and updated technology for this planting season. Learn more about AMS documentation and guidance, row unit and meter settings, and soil moisture monitoring options. Join us February 23rd and 24th in Hastings, RSVP by calling your local Landmark.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. Another cold one expected for Wednesday with a high of 15, along with a mix of sun and clouds. A 40% chance for snow comes in Wednesday night with a low right around 1 below. Snow becomes likely on Thursday with a high right around 14, along with mostly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and Shea.
Welcome back, old school. We are going to try to break this down. Last night, the XFL, the USFL, had its draft.
Yes,
And
USFL had their draft.
USFL had their draft. And at the same time, literally on the same day, the XFL, Dwayne Rock Johnson, strikes a deal with the XFL and the NFL to partner next year. Spring business.
Power move.
Yeah, right? Like that was totally baller.
Oh, The Rock knew when their draft was.
Right?
Yeah,
Total power
did.
move. Total power move.
So I'm going to take away from that.
Right? So
he said, congratulations, bud.
A couple of Huskers were involved and eligible for the USFL. Freedom got taken second round.
Yeah.
So the way they did it is they split the rounds up into position groups.
Right. So
the first 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know exactly, were edge, defensive end.
So quarterback,
guys.
defensive edge, backs.
Quarterbacks, then, all offensive
Right.
linemen, like tackles, I think, actually. And then, they would split it up into groups for a certain amount of rounds.
And then the word was that AJ Bush will be in the USFL. So there's that. Antonio Reed will be in this league.
Well, yeah, they need more than just who got
Alonzo
drafted.
Moore will be in this league as a receiver, as a part of it. And then I found it very interesting. Right. So I said the first picks, so everybody took a quarterback in the first round.
Yes.
And the names were familiar. And the names were some of them were.
Number 1 overall was very familiar.
Number 1 overall, Shea Patterson, Michigan.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that's a Michigan team.
Cool.
Got it. Great marketing. Tampa Bay, Jordan Tiamo. Makes perfect sense. Then it was a bunch of guys, but in this mix later on, there was a name in the last round, in the 12th round.
Right.
Paxton Lynch.
A name we're all familiar with.
Paxton Lynch.
First round pick.
Right, was up in the joint. So I was trying to understand, and there's certain names that you get familiarized with. One being Corbin Kaufusi. And if you are a member of the Polynesian football family, the Kaufusi family is like they run deep.
Yeah.
So they're in with the Kimawatus and all those names that you become familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this league. I thought the timing was interesting. Now I would have done it the immediately after Super Bowl.
Yeah, that night.
Like I would have
that
had
night or that Monday morning.
Right, like I would have had this draft right away, but it gave them more time. As I'm told, a lot of the players chose to disclose that they would follow whatever the draft was. So if they were drafted in this space, they would rescind all rights to any other draft and they would stay here.
So they wouldn't be in the XFL.
Right.
Draft.
So they wouldn't dive into NFL free agency.
Okay.
Right. Like that sort of deal. Like
so they're at least locked in for a year.
Like, yeah, you don't want to lose players.
Which they're going to be playing here in April.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to do this. And again, you're talking about 8 teams.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
400 players? I cheat. I got it right in front of me.
Oh, do you remember the teams?
Remember one.
I remember them from back in the day. Now I'll ask Jay. So Rico, name the teams and have Jay name somebody who played with that team originally. So none of these are new teams.
None of them are new. Okay.
These are all teams that played in the original USFL.
Okay, we'll go through Michigan Panthers.
Wide receiver, Carter.
Oh, Anthony Carter,
yeah. New Jersey Generals.
Herschel Walker.
Doug Flutie.
Philadelphia Stars.
No, that was
Reggie, right?
Kelvin Bryant. Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie White and Kelvin Bryant.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Maulers.
No idea.
I should have this.
I know Houston Gamblers was Jim Kelly. I know that for
Richard Sanders. They had the machine gun. They were loaded.
We'll move on from Pittsburgh. Birmingham Stallions.
Reggie Collier, quarterback.
Yeah.
New Orleans Breakers.
Oh, Sam Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay Bandits.
Doug Williams.
Doug
Williams.
Which one of these is our good friend coaching at?
Mike Riley.
Mike Riley.
Birmingham.
Is he at Birmingham?
I don't know, but I know he's head coaching.
It was one of the Red
Him
ones.
and Todd Haley.
And all the games will be at Birmingham.
It's either Birmingham, New Jersey, or I think it might be New Jersey, actually.
Oh, Rozier with the Maulers. That's why I do that weird. I knew. Thank you. Appreciate you, Rev.
Day 2 is underway, by the way. They're doing wide receivers.
Yeah.
Right now.
So you'll get into that. But yeah, Rozier was the Maulers.
Victor Bolden Jr. was the first wide receiver taken by the Birmingham Stallions.
Riley's with the New Jersey Generals.
Okay. I was right.
Interesting.
Right. So it's going to, as it plays out. Yeah, I just found it all interesting. Timing wise, I thought probably a little bit later than it needed to be, but they need to work out some of the legalities.
Right.
Tomorrow, I'd like to talk to you about just the numbers, like the number of players. I think the number that was recently issued was 50.
On a team.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
And then with that, salary caps for that space. So we'll
Right.
talk about those tomorrow and get into detail. And then, comparing this thing, what's it going to take for a spring league to work?
Well, it looks like the XFL might have a leg up on it with the partnership with the NFL. I thought NFL Europe was great. I mean, you had Hall of Famers come out of there.
Right.
But until you get the NFL to kind of partner with you and not kind of stymie your progress, it's not going to happen. So, look, even the one that went defunct last year, the football was good. The coaching was good. You got a lot of high level coaches down there that are kind of staying sharp coaching if they're not, presently coaching in a major college or NFL. So, there's plenty of good coaches out there. I don't think that's a problem. It's just a matter of what type of brand of football you like as a consumer and when or if the NFL is actually truly going to partner with another league. And I don't understand why they haven't. I'm sure it has to do with money as far as insurance and all that stuff. But, I'm sure there's ways around it. I think it could do nothing but enhance the NFL product because guys that, maybe are coming off injury or drafted or need some seasoning, this is a perfect, even if you only did 4 games, kind of like a little mini spring league, people are going to put their butts in the stands and
they're going to play all their games in the same place.
Right. In this league. But I'm just saying that with the league that, that needs to work.
The XFL is going to play where they play.
Right. And so, and you wonder, is the XFL going to be more entertainment or is it going to be more?
There'll be some different rules.
Well, I know there's going to be different rules, but then will that stymie you if you're trying to use the XFL to get picked up because it's a different type of game? It's no different than like Canada. There's certain position groups in Canada that get more looks or if any looks coming out of Canada versus don't based on their style of play. So, look, the more the merrier. Look, the more look, the NFL is the only league without a spring league. There's not a minor league system, even though college football is. But once you're done, if you don't get picked up and it doesn't work out for you, especially with COVID, right? Because there wasn't an amount of street free agents or guys that didn't get drafted invited to camp. So that's just doesn't affect last year or the year before. It affects these years coming. So these guys need a place to play. And so I think the more options, the merrier, as long as it's done right on the up and up. And, the biggest thing I think for a lot of these leagues is financial backing. If they get that, I think
both of these leagues have money and have made those background deals. The whole thing's in place,
right? And that's
to keep the cap from exploding.
And because I think once the product becomes good, as you saw in the last league, people start to show up more, people start watching more, and you start to get more credibility.
I think it's the difference between whether it's a developmental league, or is this an entertainment league where you want established players to come and play,
like on their last
to reestablish themselves, like it could be somebody who missed opportunity, somebody that was just with the wrong organization, those sort of things. And then for coaches, great opportunities, right? To find out, I would like for one of these leagues to be a veteran coach league, and I want one of these to be up and coming guys and give them a chance to run it. Here are the coaches for the USFL this year: Birmingham Stallions, Skip Holtz. Houston Gamblers, Kevin Sumlin.
That's
New
good.
Orleans Breakers, Larry Fedora. Tampa Bay Bandits, Todd Haley. Michigan Panthers, Jeff Fisher. New Jersey Generals, Mike Riley. Philadelphia Stars, Bart Andrews. And Pittsburgh Maulers, Kirby Wilson. So you're giving some folks opportunities to either engage or re-engage. I still want to pay attention to which league does what thing that is required for minor league football to work.
Right.
And it'll get interesting because there will be competition next year over players and resources.
And how they can adjust versus, like I'd like to see these two leagues last more than 1 year. So say like you start out one way, but then the other one has successful. Can you pivot?
I want both of them. I want both of them going at the same time.
Right.
I'm greedy. I want.
They'd be really good if they partnered to kind of have two.
Well, have a USFL champ versus XFL champion and have them meet.
You could just be like AFC, NFC.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
How many XFL teams are
there? One could be a passing league, like with rules that are set to have high scores. I mean, and do that. And one could be, well, hey, we're going to remove some of these defensive boundaries and allow folks to get hands on and do the work. There's several things that can be done. I just hope the thinking heads are working. I hope
and it'd be a good place to try different rule changes potentially down the road.
They both have.
That's what the NFL is doing with the XFL. At least they're testing out some of the rules that they don't want to implement just yet, or they want to test out and see how they look, how they work with the XFL.
And it will also be both of these leagues will be woman coach friendly, and that's a big part of this is giving opportunity. So both are opening the door to that. So well done. We'll go throw the break. When we come back, we got to talk about tonight's game with the ladies. We got to talk about last night's game with the men.
Yep.
Both are in transition. Let's hope they're both going to swing forward and up. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In girls sub-district basketball, Norris blew Nebraska City out of the gym with a final score of 74-12. Sage Burback from Norris finished with 17 points as the game's leading scorer. Waverly also got a win. They beat Plattsmouth 51-17. In girls state swimming, the Omaha Marion girls took home the Class A title by the slimmest possible margin over Lincoln Southeast, a half point to be exact. This is the Omaha Marion girls' 13th state championship. In state wrestling, Lincoln East had 5 wrestlers make it to the championship matches. They finished with Gabe Turman and Keith Smith winning individual championships. Brandon Mouser, Weston Sherlock, and Cole Toline would finish with runner-ups. In the Class B division, Waverly senior Trevor Brown won his second straight heavyweight title. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. Another cold one expected for Wednesday with a high of 15, along with a mix of sun and clouds. A 40% chance for snow comes in Wednesday night with a low right around 1 below. Snow becomes likely on Thursday with a high right around 14, along with mostly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Berg for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual planter clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, Nebraska, February 23rd and 24th. Landmark's planter clinic offers expansive equipment training and important information on new and updated technology for this planting season. Learn more about AMS documentation and guidance, row unit and meter settings, and soil moisture monitoring options. Join us February 23rd and 24th in Hastings, RSVP by calling your local Landmark.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, old school. Thank you, Raph. And see, this is why you count on Raph to do research. Doug played for Oklahoma Outlaws, and they became the Arizona Outlaws. Right. Yeah, that league had value. And some owners got in the way of it doing the right thing the right way. So there's that. It'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out. Of course, my Washington Commanders just can't get it right, and they can't get out of their own way.
What they do now?
They changed the crest.
So they did. Remember, they did the big launch, right?
Yeah.
You did the big launch, and you had time to prepare. Like, we know how early on they were talking about this thing, so they knew they were going to change the name, and they knew what they were going to do with it. Except when they released it and they put all this together in the crest that they're using, they put the wrong years in the crest.
Oh yeah.
And the fans were like, "Okay, cool crest, it's wrong." So Washington goes, "Okay, we will correct it." Here's another problem. All of the launch and release stuff that they did with new gear and has the wrong information on it.
No recall either.
So all the thousands of people who bought new gear have to replace it again.
They knew what they were doing.
Come on, Washington. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? can't get out of her own way. That makes.
Are they at least gonna, do right by people and be able to let them exchange it for the right ones?
I don't know. So they did a launch where anybody that would post commanders up or whatever, they had a hashtag take command. Anybody who's outside the market who posted take command and that they were supporting the name, a lot of them received free swag. Like
I should have done that.
You're right. Like I was mad now because I thought it was like there's no way.
You ain't actually gonna do this.
Like there's no way. But hundreds of fans who did it got care packages. Some of them got jackets with the crest on the back, the wrong crest. So now you have to replace all that, hats, all gift bags, all that stuff. By the way, I just got my NBA All-Star swag package, but
how come I don't get one? Can you talk to somebody about that?
Nice. So nice. So
just
nice,
can you put my name on the mail list?
So nice.
Is that all it takes?
So nice. See, if you were my size, you could
write
win.
My name.
But
so, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like there's that. Yeah. So they got to replace all that. Jay, just imagine you rushed to FedEx Field the day of the event. So the day they launched, they had a launch party and they invited all these fans and they gave them new swag with the new wrong crest. And then they opened the stadium store selling all the new stuff
with the wrong number,
with the wrong crest.
See, I look at it when PlayStation 4 came out.
We suck so bad.
When PlayStation 4 comes out, you let all the glitches and then you buy it a little bit afterwards.
See, everybody says that. I buy my stuff right away, and I never have any problems.
But you heard a lot of people had glitches.
Oh yeah, everybody's always.
So you just wait a little while, then you get it afterwards.
I wait a year.
That's the approach you got to take it with anything the Washington Commanders do from here on out.
You got to wait multiple years.
Wait 6 months. Just wait closer to the season.
Look, it's gonna change.
Yeah,
they messed up on something.
You'll get the last the final version.
Yeah,
when the season starts. So just wait.
Well, I got the cool stuff from Washington football team. Like I got the cool stuff
did.
said to me, right? It was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. Let's stay. Now everybody complained about Washington football team name now are going back to go, no, that was actually a pretty cool name.
Football team wasn't too bad.
That wasn't a bad name.
D-Ron,
I didn't like it.
Poop Pants on the text line says, I'd buy that misprint stuff in 10 to 20 years. It'll be worth some coin.
Them folks are going to hold on to it. There's no question about it.
They're going to be vintage.
There's no question about
when
it.
When they change another name.
Yeah.
They do something else.
And I've got a ton of the former stuff signed. So
it's gonna be worth a lot.
I got some with the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some with the R. Some with the chief. Yeah. Well, hold on, but can we please get it together?
No.
Greatly appreciate it.
Impossible.
Okay, Rico, how many seconds? We need 2 segments here.
Yeah, we got this one and then one more.
Oh, so we can stay in this one.
You can stay in this one for a little bit. Yeah,
so
for a little bit, man. Like
couple of
47,
minutes.
48.
Couple of minutes. Okay. It so sucks. Tonight, the second vision of the new version of the women's basketball team, and for those that are curious, we will have Splash 3 for 3 shows. We're just waiting. We're waiting to do it. There's that. But we will be in full support tonight as they take on Wisconsin in Madison. We know what this is, Jay. This next group, this is a 7-19 Wisconsin team.
Right.
No surprises.
No, I mean I think that's you look at obviously they're going to learn from their last road trip. This is definitely a trap game. They kind of righted the wrong, and they showed they played pretty well against a better team last game. So they're going to show up their focus, go up there, handle their business. The good thing when you have depth and you have some issues or, something that pops up, whether it's injuries or somebody not playing well, you're able to plug and play. So, look, they got everything, every goal that they want to attain is in front of them. And, you got to take the mentality of, you got to be where your shoes are, cleats are if you play another sport, and just thrive in the moment. Go up there, play your basketball, and it should be a good safe haven, right? You
beat them by 33 33.
Right. So you should be trying to beat them by 34 this time. And but they're going to be playing at home. They got pride. They're on scholarship. They're going to try to make adjustments. But at the end of the day, you want to go up there and get the W, and that's the most important thing. Style points at this point doesn't really matter. Going up there and playing good, solid basketball, expecting Wisconsin to play their best, expecting Wisconsin to adjust. And then you have to adjust off of that and, go up there and play your best basketball. It's for this team, I think any type of adversity is probably a little bit easier to deal with because they have probably more of a little bit better culture, on the basketball court. So I think that they'll go up there and play well.
Previous meeting, Markowski in 18 minutes with 15 and 8 in 18 minutes. Sam Hyvee had 11 and 24 minutes. Everybody got a ton of minutes. Even the bench players got 10 minutes, double-figure minutes in a blowout.
Right.
So familiar foe. It was 37-21 at halftime. They ran it out for a 77-44 win. Opportunity to get win number 21.
Right.
And that puts you in a good space. So that's what we're looking for tonight. We will close up old school, Rico's question of the day, and then we'll head over to one-on-one here on the ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual planter clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, Nebraska, February 23rd and 24th. Landmark's planter clinic offers expansive equipment training and important information on new and updated technology for this planting season. Learn more about AMS documentation and guidance, row unit and meter settings, and soil moisture monitoring options. Join us February 23rd and 24th in Hastings, RSVP by calling your local Landmark.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a ready next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff@brokersinsurancene.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico, can you imagine young Jay Foreman in the locker room just wearing this out?
No, we didn't. We weren't really playing that type. We weren't playing allowed to play that type of stuff. Yeah, I wish. In Buffalo, we had it in. We run it a little bit, but when this became popular, I was second year at Bruce and Thurman. Thurman like country music. I'm out
Oklahoma.
on that.
Yeah, he's from Oklahoma.
Big old dip in his mouth. I was like, I'm out, dude.
Yeah. What was Bruce listening to? He's a Virginia Beach kid.
He listened a little like DC stuff,
Yeah,
but Bruce was about his business.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah.
And then Jim Kelly, what was he listening to?
He wasn't there when I was
Who was
there.
your guy when you were there?
Flutie Flakes.
Flutie. So what was Flutie listening to?
Whatever he was on. Flutie Flakes was about Flutie Flakes. He was doing appearances.
About that marketing.
Yeah.
About that branding. Oh, boy. The days. Rico.
Hello.
Question of the day.
Question of the day. Sticking with some men's basketball. We talked about it for a decent amount today. So there is 2 Big Ten teams in the leaders of points per game in the top 10. Can you name those 2, and can you name the best team when it comes to scoring points?
Say again.
There are 2.
Your questions, it's too complicated, Rico. Give me a question.
Look, top 10.
I don't need quantum,
stop.
Quantum
Look,
physics.
Look, here we go. Simple. Points per game, team-wise.
Yeah.
2 Big Ten teams. Can you name them, and can you name the best team at scoring?
Iowa.
That is one of them.
Purdue.
That is both of them.
Yeah.
Number 4 and number 6. Who's the best team in the nation at scoring?
Purdue.
Nope. They are number 6. Iowa's number 4.
I was number 4. Yeah, probably because they got their Murray averages 29 points a game,
something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the other Murray though?
They're having a hard time guarding both of them.
I was gonna do offensive leaders in points per game, but the only power conference player in the top 5 is Keegan Murray at 23.5, and he's number 4.
So let me ask you both, and let's ask the listeners. Last night, Bryce Mcgowan breaks the all-time freshman scoring record. Got games left.
Mm-hmm.
What does this record mean?
What do you mean? What do it mean?
What does it mean? Is he the best freshman ever? Does the scoring record matter?
You want?
I mean, it matters. I mean,
statistically,
of course. I mean, it just matters that he's handling his business.
It means they went to him a lot.
Yeah, but they don't go to him enough.
No.
At the right times and places.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a justifiable assessment. I mean, he's a great freshman. He's won Big Ten Freshman of the Week. I don't know how many times he might be one of the better freshmen in the nation.
He'll be a freshman All-America, right?
First or second. I'd be very hard pressed if he doesn't win first or second team because he's going to be Big Ten Freshman of the Year, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, So it's
Nebraska is going to win both Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and they're both going to be freshman All-America.
Yeah. And only one of them is going to the tournament,
and only one of them's happy. One of them's really thrilled. This is amazing.
This is fun.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
I mean, it's a testament to
the other
him.
one's like, this is a grind.
This is
my goodness.
So much work.
Bryce, that ain't Bryce. That's not how
I'm so tired.
That's not how Bryce is operating. If you know Bryce,
can I say how much I love that young man?
That dude
Bryce is just a lovable dude, man.
He ain't thinking like this. He's loving to play basketball.
Is smooth.
I he and Trey, but this team is likable.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I easily likable, but where does this put him? I mean, this breaks Hoppen's record that's existed.
He's one of the best to come through here.
1982 and 83.
A long time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's just one of the best freshmen, to come through here.
Now let's hope he's one of the best sophomores to come through.
It's different because
that would be fantastic.
Hoppen played, 4 years. Bryce probably, if he plays 2, that'd be a earth-shattering if he doesn't come back.
Cool.
So, he's had a great freshman year. Will continue to have one, and look for him to come in with the pressure of being a 5-star and living up to the hype and all that stuff. I think he's done it. I mean, of course, he could. There's areas in his game he could drastically improve, but he's not the. you can't look back on this season and think like, oh, he was a freshman and he, was a part of the problem.
Would you, as a fan base, would you get excited about Nebraska basketball if Shea and Bryce both came back?
They should be ecstatic, because that means actually that they actually believe in whatever is here, and they're fully committed. And starting or going into next year with Shea and Bryce, you're 3 steps ahead of turning this thing around in like warp speed. Going into next year, just say with Shea coming back, and say Bryce goes on to the NBA, you're 1 or 2 steps ahead, because those 2 guys have such a big influence in that locker room. For other, be like D Walk and those guys and CJ and all that. You got a nice little nucleus coming back, that then next year when we're talking about this team, I'm not talking about an inexperienced team, regardless of what they see, what you have on paper. That's an experienced team that obviously, with the mix of playing styles and the character of the guys, will be way ahead of where they are this year. As far as the mix, the team, the those guys, if you could bring back Shea, say D-Walk, Shea, CJ, and just Bryce comes back, then you're already pretty much set. Then you throw in the new guys, Goggles comes back, and then you probably get a little bit, then now you can have a real sit down, discussion with the French connection, and then go from there.
I posed this question yesterday. I said, if everybody that can come back for Nebraska basketball does come back, you're losing Kobe and Alonzo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody that can come back does come back, and you add Ramel and Blaze, if I set the over-under for wins at 16.
See, this is why you get in trouble.
I know.
This is why you get in trouble, because this is where the land of the lost happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already just adding 10 pounds of sugar to the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
No, but they are definitely set up to have a successful season. It'd be too early to put a win marker on it, because you don't know where Goggles is at, right?
He doesn't have the brace on anymore, which is good.
But I mean, he's got to come back and play.
Yeah.
And then what adjustments are you going to make as far as coaching and style, right? Because you got a different big guy coming in. Then D Walk has to adjust, and everybody else, and that'll take time. But that's an easier fix. And you worry about that, because the biggest thing for them after this season is the first game next year.
Yeah.
And I was told that I was crazy when I posed the starting lineup of both McGowan's, Ramel. I don't know who with the 4, because positionless basketball. I don't know who with the 4, and then Blaze Keita. And I like that lineup. And I was just, the text line just lit into me saying there's absolutely 0 shooting in that starting lineup.
But see, this is where I get, again, don't yell at us, talk to us. So,
and I was like,
if you want us to
shoot,
if you want us to read your text, say what's up, speak to us.
Like Ramel can shoot,
don't
Bryce
be a jerk.
can shoot.
Let me say this: don't be a jerk on the text line. Don't be a jerk. Have a conversation.
Didn't look at the text line yet.
Yeah, don't be a jerk.
What they say?
This is what he says. Of course, you guys think these guys are second coming. That's not what we said. Never has that been said.
I mean,
then you go on to, first of all, if you're talking about athletes and you're the way you're talking about it, and I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to give you that sort of space.
Yeah, no.
That what you just said, you're not a fan, you're not a good person. Chill out. Chill out. Be ashamed of yourself. Speak to yourself the way you spoke about somebody else's kids. Shame on you. We'll throw the break. Jay, thank you. Rico, let's hang. 1-on-1 up next on the ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office